the NSCs. So in all, there are about 55. Yes,
regarding this facility at that time. What the level of weapons were they carrying?
Personal weapons. What happened initially, the attack started from the main gate. Now while firing, the men quickly responded. While doing that, then a big bang came from the rear, just to divert the attention of the men. They moved again, they kept responding. While doing that, some had already gained entrance from the gate. What they did, they came through the fence line, cutting off those on foot. Yes, sir. Immediately they,
how many of them?
The number estimated maybe 300. It's a large number. Yes.
How many were killed?
So far, four killed.
Only.
Of course, sir, the IED was, they did not gain access by the physical engagement, but the IED bank, multiple IED banks, was what made them gain entrance or gain penetration.
You don't understand what I'm saying. You have 300 people.
Estimated, sir.
Attackers
estimated, sir.
On foot.
Estimated, sir.
On foot. And we had about 51 security operatives.
So the attack was from multiple directions. I was not here in person, but I came for reinforcement.
If you can introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I am Lieutenant Colonel Adisa. I am the commanding officer of the battalion in Guabalada. And from the battalion, we have a platoon deployed. So the men deployed there, sir. I am their commanding officer. And immediately it happened, I got
platoon is 30.
30, yes, sir, with one officer. So they were here. They engaged and informed us and called for reinforcement. We came for reinforcement. The commissioner of police was also here. Commander Gasville, all of us met here. We came here.
But they said the operation took place for almost 3 hours.
That is not true, sir.
Okay.
So the commissioner of police was also here. For me, I estimate it to be barely an hour, not more than an hour, because...
But barely an hour, the response should have been better than that.
Sir, the response was...
And the reinforcement?
The reinforcement came, let's say, 30 minutes after this incident happened. We surrounded the entire perimeter. Now, at some point, because of the large... In fact, the aim was to do more than this, sir. Because of the prompt reinforcement, that was why at some point they abandoned and escaped. We were also shooting even from the perimeter while we were coming.
What are those you shot? What are they? The dead ones?
So, so far, we recorded 4 deaths that our men gunned down. So, of course, we know the tactics of the terrorists. They move with their corpses to leave no traces. But those that we gunned down, and we recovered one of their weapons. One AK-47
round. The gun down, where are the bodies?
Sir, they were outside, we left them there. I think they've been taken care of, sir.
4?
Yes, sir. The ones that we saw, sir, while exploiting.
Let me ask you, CG.
Okay, sir.
Do you have anything like control room where you have CCTV and everything, somebody is watching? Because this is supposed to be a medium security prison, right? What type of CCTV or cameras do you have? No, tower is somebody climbing there. I'm not talking about that. CCTV as well.
You don't have CCTV.
You don't have CCTV here.
The entire facility. So all the movements couldn't have been recorded. That's a very
and I, after we went through, it took us around. I'm very curious that going from one cell to another to release inmates, especially for the insurgents, the Boko Haram inmates. Something tells me that there must be, or there could be, an insider in this operation. Because, like you tried to explain, that maybe there were people who were here before and would have been part of the operation. If somebody is an inmate here, he doesn't have access to all the parts, you know? All the cells.
Mm-hmm.
All the cells. So we have to, as much as possible, think very widely on what would have happened here, because one, I think it's so unfortunate that we don't even have CCTV here. This is a medium security prison facility. and 2 is the one that is here in the Federal Capital Territory. And therefore, if others in other facilities elsewhere wouldn't have the standard as low as getting CCTV, this place shouldn't suffer from that. Definitely, this is supposed to be a top-notch facility. And therefore, there was no way you could detect anybody but 300 people or so to trek. That also tells us a lot. That nobody saw them coming here. There was no previous information or intelligence for you here to know that something like that would happen, or that the response was not timely, or maybe they were overwhelmed. So there are a lot of things, really. We are here because we are the arm of government that appropriates money. And this attack here is not only a jailbreak, it's showing the problems associated with our security system in the country. Because for about 300 people to trek to this facility, come and do this kind of operation, and go away, and out of the 300, maybe 4 were taken out, says a lot about what our security situation is. So we are not looking at just jailbreak, but the larger security implication, because this is the FCT in the first place. And now with criminals and insurgents a wall everywhere, it's not safe, especially in the seat of government. So for us, our committees, relevant committees, will do much more than we are here to do, because they will engage you, will ask more questions, and of course with the support of our consultants, we need to find what should be a medium security prison in the FCT, because this facility, honestly, is not fit to be called a medium security correctional center. So I want you to be ready with every possible response, because what we are trying to do is to ensure that we are all on the same page at the end of the day, to make this facility and others elsewhere, because if this is what it is in the FCT, in other areas far away from the center of government will be worse. Yes. That's the possibility, and we cannot afford to have criminals taking over our facilities and discharging their colleagues and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, that complicates further the security situation that we are in already. So you should be very supportive when relevant committees like Committee on Interior and other security-related committees. Going back to the commander here, has this practice been there for long, or it is a recent practice of getting a platoon here?
No, sir. It has been here for long, sir. And it has been here for long for the military, a platoon, and all other security agencies. So this is how we've been, and to a great extent, we've used the platoon to cover this place properly. And the men, in all fairness, because I came for reinforcement, the men actually tried to engage them not to gain access. Not talking about the military only, even the other armed men. What gave them access here was the IED. Sir, the IEDs were multi. We've gone around. They even left some that didn't detonate. We've gone around to see them. They were actually voluminous. Drawing from my experience even in the Northeast, the IED, if it sounds, the bang alone shattered, because but the IEDs was what gave them access.
You see, the idea is not to respond. The idea is to stop them even coming here.
Yes, sir.
That's preventive rather than responding.
Intelligence.
I don't think that's
Intelligence.
just, not only that. I still come back to this again. We're talking about 300 people estimated. And your men, a platoon of 30, you are armed. You have the best arms. And I'm surprised that all we are hearing, the way of casualties of these 300 plus, whatever the number is 4. It doesn't add up. Because if they know that their casualty is only 4 with a platoon, what discourages them from trying again next time? They can come back again. I mean, losing 4 people out of 300 to them may not be a big deal. So I'm very disturbed, frankly. Unless there are more, we have not been told.
So what we saw,
Yes.
of course, there will be more than that. That of course. But what
You are better be able to prove that to us. But for as long as I hear only 4, I am very disturbed.
Mr. President, I think what you say is that, I belong to the Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence. And I feel that this aspect of this engagement, the DSS and other security agencies are under the watch, how this thing or this kind of action of this magnitude in the first place happened. We didn't get intelligence.
Your Excellency, I think that there's also very seriously intelligence failure here, where intelligence is supposed to be shared. You cannot have 300 people walking, moving at the same time together, and you say that the security agencies could not trace them, they could not even intercept information. It's a very serious matter, because this is the Federal Capital Territory, just like His Excellency the Senate President has said. How is it possible that we will have this attack in the Federal Capital Territory, and they were able to gain access and leave without any heavy or serious resistance? I believe that the security agencies should put their heads together, just like Senator Tazi has said. Our various committees on security, intelligence, and even interior will be engaging very seriously. And also, how is it possible that this facility does not have a CCTV? If there were if there was going to be a riot here, at the end of the day, you might not even know what caused it, because you cannot review a camera or a CCTV to see the remote and immediate causes of certain problems in the facility. So it is a very serious matter, and I feel that the security agencies should come and explain what really happened. And Your Excellency, I believe that enough of all these rhetorics, something must seriously be done. Otherwise, we are all in trouble in Nigeria. This cannot continue to happen, and this should not have happened.
CG, you are in charge of all the correctional facilities across the country. If we don't have CCTV, when did it spoil? No, let him respond. When did it spoil?
CG, with due respect, please.
We just went round there.
We went around. What we are saying is this: I think you must bring technology to bear in terms of what you do here. As far as I'm concerned, at least if nothing, even the premises, the way it looks, there are issues, and I think this should be a wake-up call.
You see,
It should be a wake-up call.
if we say we are asking whether there is CCTV here or not, we are not trying to
Indict you.
indict you. We are in all of us are in this thing.
Yes.
All of us, government is.
If it's not there, we should put it now.
But what we are saying, you should be as honest, as forward looking as possible. We have to find a solution to this. You have the list of maximum security prisons in the country. You have the list of medium security prisons, including this one, and even the low ones. But at least in the maximum security and the medium security prisons or correctional centers, we must have CCTV in those facilities. If we don't have here, or we have here as we want to say, but it's not functional. It means there's no medium security prison in Nigeria that has CCTV. That's the implication. And that is dangerous. You won't know what is going on. So it's for you. Anyway, you will be getting into the details with our committees. But we want to see the 2023 appropriation providing something. We may not provide everything, but at least for the maximum security prison or correctional centers and the medium security correctional centers, it should have CCTV at least.
Both in the perimeter and
Yes,
also
yes,
inside.
yes, so that you have.
These are all observations you should take note of. We're going to engage you in a much more
So it's not like we are trying to indict you. We are here not to investigate you. We want to see right away. Are you supposed to be surrounded by this kind of trees and this kind of things? Because somebody could hide behind this and yeah? Do you need this kind of trees all over surrounding this? Because people can climb here and
it's
throw.
time for them to review what should be the standard and including the protocols. You have to look at. It's time to review
Anyway,
protocols.
so I want to thank you for receiving us this afternoon, and I want to reiterate that this jailbreak is not the real issue, really, because this is the consequence of the failure of our security system. That these people were able to come up to this point, operate here for hours and leave. It's a failure of our security system. If we had a better security system, they wouldn't have been here. Somebody would have intercepted them. Or don't we have any tracking system covering this part of the FCT? Because I know that the DSS is supposed to have this tracking system. When you call someone, they will pick it up and so on and so forth. 300, I'm sure they were talking. They prepared for this thing, maybe not in a week, maybe even more than a month, preparing to undertake this operation. And also look into the possibility of insider or insiders. Yes. Because if someone is going from one cell to the other, knowing that this man is in that cell, it must be someone who works here or somebody who is conversant with this place. Yes. Not someone who was jailed here and was released as, because that person would have been locked in one cell, and maybe even exercise or whatever would be very limited to a certain space. So he would not know the details of where others are. So we have to look into all these possibilities. So I want to thank you once again for this, but our committees will definitely get into work, and you will be invited. But we should also have a request for CCTV in the maximum and medium security correctional centers, at least for the 2023. This one is a must, whatever it is. We have to prioritize that.
Parameters and inside.
Yes, both parameters and inside. But it's indispensable. It's indispensable. You don't have a record of what happened. You don't. Right.
Should come along with other
No, that's about it.
This jailbreak and what has happened in FCT should never have happened. This is a failure on the part of our various security agencies, because they are supposed to share intelligence and ensure that if 300 people were walking on foot or even in vehicles and came to this facility to attack this facility, I think that there should have been intelligence, because it didn't take them 1 day or 2 days or 3 days or 5 days or 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 months to plan. So it is indeed very, very serious, and it should never have happened. Well, first, there are no CCTV here, so if there are issues here, how do we dictate it? How do we check it? So there must have been compromises somewhere. There must have been compromises in some places, but it shouldn't happen, because the main business of government is to protect the lives and property of citizens. And if that is not happening, then governance is beginning to fail, which is bad.